Namaste, beautiful brothers and sisters. So, delving into passion of your micro mindset shifts, of your true purpose, of your liberation, of the path of liberation, truly from within. When I first started meditating profoundly, I asked myself, what would the Buddha think? And I meditated so easily. What does that do to you right now? I asked myself, what would the Buddha be thinking when meditating? And I allowed myself to imagine that, and therefore I could meditate. Did I realize I was doing reality projection technology at that time? No. Did I realize I was doing channeling, cosmic awareness, bilocation technology? No. Was I trying to make it easier for myself? Was I trying to live my dream life? Was I trying to really aspire to be what I wanted to be? Like, just get to the truth, it gets to the bottom of it. Innocently, like a child, imagining being a superhero, being Ronaldo, being princess. My hero, Buddha. Was I trying to imagine what Buddha would do to get me to be like Buddha? No. I just wanted to get out of my suffering. And this seemed like a very obvious question for me to ask. Why am I trying to attain something that someone else has already attained? Meaning that I feel that it's possible for me, meaning I feel that I understand what he is saying, and now I'm on the journey to do it. I'm just going to copy paste what he done as much as possible into my awareness. Did I realize this was channeling Buddha? No. Did I even know that was possible? No. But I did it anyway. So the purpose of this is to say to you, we're going to explain that in this, that becoming the hero, rewiring your mindset, enjoying micro mindset shifts, having a reality projection, upgrading your perspective is so easy when you're aligned to understanding you're the all, you're the one. You're the awareness. That's what you are. So you can project that awareness through any filter you want. You want it to be a Buddha filter. What would the Buddha think? We all know the saying, what would Jesus do? Is like tongue in cheek. No, what would Jesus do? Then you get to channel Jesus. You're literally asking, what would this replica awareness of myself do in this situation? I will be that, but you're actually seeing through their eyes. So I've written down a few notes for this training to make sure that it's like powerful, potent for you, okay? So number one, reflect on that. What are you not asking yourself, to make it really simple? What are you forgetting that was your original intention? Because the suffering that I wanted clear mind, calmness. I wanted to focus my light speed thoughts. I wanted to stop feeling so ashamed of being different. So I went to meditation. I wanted like this yearning to be spiritual, this yearning to be, this yearning to have my speed of consciousness as a positive. Something within me, when I found Bhagavad Gita, I was like, oh my God, people think about these things. Oh my God, there's a conversation here that feels real, that feels purposeful, that feels so not shallow. And I go more and more back to my truth. And I'm going to invite you to as well, because the simplest truth, most of us. Like in the training that I imagine you've watched before, if you haven't, it's the idea that human got so clever, they need proof everything. Human got so clever about dissecting cosmos because it was era of separation. They forgot that they don't need to separate it to be it. They don't need an explanation to be it. They don't need to explain photosynthesis for it to happen. Human not make anything happen. Human just being. Human not make sun, human not make galaxy, just saying in theory, in that paradigm where they explain it or prove it. Your proof doesn't prove anything apart from it was already happening. Your proof doesn't prove anything good about human. apart from their awareness to understand what's already there. So human got so clever about like how, prove it there, and I don't believe it. So it's like we forgot that we are now, I won't say forgot, we are now going back to saying, I'm not bothered, I'm not asking you to prove it. I'm not asking you to prove it. One sec. Thank you. Right? So let's move our awareness out the way of we need to know how anything, we need to know why, we need to know what, we need to know when. Let's forget the 5 W's, yeah? What's the other one? Is the other one H? Why? Who? Yeah, forget that, right? And instead, let's go back to our original intention with our spirituality. Let's not get distracted by these further things, because the furthest things are simplest things when you come back to the truth where you're like, I am it. You're not like trying to be advanced. You're as advanced to be able to say I am it and not explain anything else, and just in this like awareness, like you can just catch up. Yeah. So like we've got so clever, like we've read all the books, we've read the scriptures, read the text, taken the programs, taken the courses, listened to the guide, listened to this, listened to that. That it's almost like the only thing that everyone was always trying to teach us was to come back and be like, oh my God, I'm the one. So it's like, it's not, if you're ready for it, it's not about receiving more and more content anymore. It's about processing your mastery already with the simplest truths, because you're cellularly already equipped with the wisdom within to then experience it as a truth rather than process it. Yeah, you're not in processing anymore. You know the truth. Yeah, like I say, you've read the books, you've done the programs, you know it. So we've got to get out of this enjoyment of receiving content and discussing it. Oh, is it? Oh, it's so interesting. Oh, I heard this and this is this. This means this. 3D, so 3D, so 3D. Yeah, and books 2D. They're so 2D. You're learning life from a flat. Of course, you're going to go into 3D after that, like school education, because you base your life off a flat. So then this is kind of more interesting. But you never needed the flat to describe this. This is this is the this. Why do I need to read it off of this to know what this is? I am this. I'm more than this. Yeah, I am this. You're watering me down by putting me on paper. So let's start there. I'm just going to write that down, right? Because I was going to kind of start somewhere else. Can you make a promise to yourself from now on to not find discussing, debating, researching, comparing content as more interesting than being it? Because tell me right now, shout out, why are you researching it? Like, what is your reason? Why are you reading more and more? Why are you taking more and more things? To be it, right? Rhetorical question. And why did someone create something? I say the ancient gods, let's say Bhagavad Gita, let's say Yoga Sutras. Why did they create it in the first place? Because it was interesting for you to read. Oh, sell 1 million copies. That'd be really good. Oh, I know, I'll change the world. People can read about yoga. Or do you think that they actually will like be it? They wrote it down because they were like, oh, this is the thing. Do you think that their intention was them saying, oh, I'm sure seekers are going to need this in the future, and it doesn't really matter if they don't do it because they'll get a signal from what I've written anyway? Yeah, fair enough. There's a part of that, but you're the people to actually be the wisdom. You're the part where they wrote it and said, I know someone's going to get this from what I've said. You're not the intellectuals anymore. It's not intellectually stimulating to ascend. It's, you know? Well, someone said to me earlier, like, there's like these layers of consciousness where it's like, you know stuff, but you don't actually do it. You're just talking. Yeah, you're just talking. So why I'm going to start with that is because when I said to myself, what will Buddha think? It wasn't like clever. I wasn't trying to be clever. I was genuinely like, I feel sick about being this fake illusionary thing. Just let me see through other lenses, because I know my lenses are full of judgments and filters. I just want this freedom to see clearly. Yeah, like the veils lift or whatever. But I genuinely was just like, I'm not trying to be a Buddha. I'm not trying to get something. Yeah, I'm not trying to be some sneaky I just whatever. I really genuinely was just like, how can I do this? What would be what feels like smart to do, but purely to ease my suffering, right? It wasn't to gain anything, it was to lose suffering. Get me? Okay, so yeah, we could say I was trying to gain peace of mind. Yeah, we could say I was trying to gain enlightenment, freedom, liberation, whatever. But really the incentive was to lose the suffering, yeah? The cogs turning, the desires, the attachments, right? And I know you've all gone through this. But this is a time to step it up to that next level, to be like how does this fall into micro mindset shifts, or how does this fall into consistency? It's because if that was true once, then it's true always, huh? And it doesn't mean that suffering is that dense anymore. Your suffering continues on an ascended scale, yeah? Because even you living your dream life, you're like, this is an illusion. There was the illusion that you're in suffering, but now it's the illusion that you're in bliss, because you're still like fifth dimension past 142 layers of light. So you're like, oh my God, I'm actually in suffering again. I'm just saying in theory. But as you go about your ascended reality, you will continuously experience moments where you're perceiving the suffering, because once you understand you can manifest, it leaves you with this feeling of, okay, I want to manifest more then. In theory, like, just go with me here. Don't get triggered. Like, I'm not saying you want more stuff. I'm saying that the high is balanced by the low, even though it's a higher low and a higher high. You're gonna have that. How do you get out of that? By always understanding that the highest spiritual truths that ascended masters past us were simple and advanced. So they're always going to be timeless wisdom. Now, we are obviously ascending their teachings through our ascended awareness. So we see the epiphanies in them that we couldn't see when we were in low suffering, because we just saw them like, mega, I just wish, what would the Buddha think? Was to get out of suffering. But now what would the Buddha think is to ascend civilization, is for collective strength, collective ideas. What would the Buddha do? Mine was personal ego, but then that got me here. So when we're perceiving our suffering now, it's generally going to be things not happening as fast as we would prefer them to happen, to show others that this is true, to live in alignment with our dream life, so to speak, comparative of people living their dream lives. And by that I only mean, let's say, traveling in Asia with hardly any money but free, yeah, and serving online, just for example, right? Not millions and millions of pounds, not saying this. I'm saying whatever your dream life is. So it's kind of like the positive external suffering, which is now our version of ascended craving, which is, oh my God, I'm so excited for when that happens. Oh my God, can you believe that I really believe that this is going to happen for me, right? And there comes this blend of low moments when you feel like you're craving your dream life rather than grateful that you expect it's coming, as well as that your dream life is in the expectation that it's coming, because that is full liberation in that moment. So the suffering that you haven't got it now, in theory, physically showed up in manifested reality, is that pure frequency of the craving, a higher version of craving, is actually your bliss moment, because that's when you get to come to center point and neutralize it, balance it, to say, hold on, my dream life is what I'm tuning into now, and feeling and breathing and visualizing and noticing the signs and the signals and getting to know myself. Like, who am I? Why am I looking as if there's some full stop on this supposed dream life I think I would want and I thought I did, and I'm writing down in my sketchbook every day? Why not in this one moment live the dream life of a dreamer, of realizing that the fact I'm able to dream of a dream life is my bliss state. I've been in suffering all my life from feeling that I was stuck in a life, and now my awareness is showing me that I can dream a life into existence, meaning that the whole craving of releasing suffering and the craving of having more than I wanted, in this one moment of realizing I can dream, I can just close my eyes and dream, and realize I'm in a dream, dreaming up the next version of the dream. Surely that one moment is when the suffering and the bliss and the consistency of the purity of your awareness, of all the wisdom, can soften down with needing to know more content, more details, and instead be in that now, be in that presence. That presence is what's going to manifest that, but without the greed and the attachment to that, because this is going to be a million times better. So instead, basking in the opportunity of the now moment is the eradication of suffering, because you're no longer attaching to something that you need to happen to trust the dream. You are appreciating being the dreamer. Being the dreamer. So I was placing my awareness on the external more. I was investing, as you know. I was working with channelers and business coaches, amazing wisdom, personal private channelers, training programs, workshops, all online with incredible teachers, world-renowned teachers. I'm really dabbling, which I know you all are. However, I kept putting off the internal. I kept and allowed myself to want more. Like I'm saying in this, the content, the new, the confirmation, the acceleration, the new DNA activations, thinking like, this is the thing. This is the thing that I need right now, that is gonna literally break me free. This is the thing that I came for. This is the thing that makes me someone. This will be it. And wasn't wrong. Because if that's what I think it's going to be, that's what I think it's going to be. And this has all been a practice ground for us, as I know it will be for you. You may have thought, oh, your previous business ventures, your previous relationships, your previous posts are all going to be these like huge momentous catalysts in your journey, and they're going to be the one thing that, that's when I made it. For me, with this program, Consistent Consciousness, they were all the neurological reawakenings to that belief that this moment is the moment, this thing is the thing, I am going to make it, this is the one thing I've been waiting for, this is going to change it all for me, because they are beautiful thoughts. However, they were mainly being based on the environment of the online community that, although I knew I'm leading, I was also playing a part of, feeling like they do that, I do this, I use them for that, I can't do that, they do that. So although an evolved perspective of community, a very evolved perspective of fifth dimension embodiment, I now can reflect back to pass you on the wisdom to say that ultimately, in all truth, I don't believe that how far we've come in the past 2 years with serving online and channeling and co-creating with star races, especially, that's just what I resonate with. I don't believe that people that come after us now, like yourself, I don't believe that anyone has to go through 2 years of that level of investment and time. I believe that we've already passed it, and the response, such as myself, from that is now the next evolutionary leading perspective to have. Because when resourcing teachings from other channelers, divine, but it also holds us back in terms of our channeling, in terms of our sovereign, unique perspective of how to show up and serve, because there is an air of basing yourself off of what's already been delivered to you. So, for example, I would gladly promote someone to go within, to sit a Vipassana course, which is 10 days silent meditation through the Buddha's teachings. I would then say, I would be happy to hold the space for you if you would like a space to reflect and share and advance in your personal experiences. Old me probably would have said, I can show you, come and take the journey with me from start to finish. However, this leads on to your spiritual service, where you get to decide at the point of which you decide to enter someone's life. Are they beginner? Are they medium? Are they advanced? I saw myself as advanced, so I invested in anything that I wanted to with other light leaders who also perceived themselves as advanced. And what I realised was that we were all just on the journey at the same time. So there is no leaders because I made them leaders by investing, right? You make me by investing. But as well as the things that people say in like, this is the way, this is the way, this is the way, it's just the same as someone saying about mainstream, this is the way we do it, this is the way we school, this is the way we use medicine. And for me personally, I really want to encourage everyone that sits with me to get out of the way of anything that's happened before. And that includes other people's work. I truly promote that we are here to have the unique perspective as we are source. So therefore, coming into the now with consistency and going back to your baseline spiritual cause, I find the most exhilarating, innocent, childlike 0 point. And I believe that everything else is just universes overlapping each other. I don't believe that you actually are here to fully live off of, survive off of, thrive off of the universe of someone else. I believe that you are here to restore, reclaim the universe that you are, as in the projected reality that only you, that you are conscious of projecting and see all as a projection of you, meaning you own it, you own the universe, galaxy, multiverse, whatever you like. And I no longer feel responsible, interested in, helpful, truthful, excited by any perspective that what I do, you should do. What they do, I should do. I'm very like, that literally makes no sense in terms of unification, in terms of a Palladian wouldn't go and tell an Arcturian you should do this. Palladian would be like, this worked for me. Arcturian like, oh, can we borrow that? Can we borrow that waterbed? So I was placing a lot of awareness on the external, and I think that that is a beautiful part of the game. I think that that is a necessary and essential part of the game because it's so fun. It's so fun to co-create. It is so fun to receive. It's so fun to go, oh my God, did you hear what she said? Like, so many moments past 2 years with channelers that I was almost, you know, what's it called? Waiting on their every word. And I can still say that that is an essential part of wanting to be a part of the all. But I wouldn't say anymore that it's as far as you need to go to actually be it. Okay? An example of this, in low moments, I find Abraham Hicks music playlist on YouTube absolutely like neurologically comforting, confirming, reminding me, and where I'm just like, oh my God, what was I doing there? Right? Would I necessarily go to one of the business programs that I receive from a specific coach? No, I wouldn't, because I'm going to say biologically, it doesn't feel as universally true as the timeless wisdom of longer serving channelers. However, I'll just make a side note on this. I'll just keep going with this because there's a massive Abraham repeat. So why I say this is because I want you to feel so inspired to go within and to be yourself that there's these certain baselines with you where you're not craving to receive from others as if you're empty and they're filling you up. My aspiration for you is to feel so complete and whole and full all the time that it's almost like, I mean, obviously we know it's an overflow, but it's almost like you're aware that you're just doing things because you like to. You're just doing things you like to. And I feel like this is what I would have loved to hear over the past 2 years, which I didn't. And from using so much material and from really questioning the intention and the purpose of specific things I get told and stuff to do, this is what activated my own sovereignty to be comfortable in the uniqueness, to encourage others to also be comfortable in that. I truly believe that placing our awareness on external, mainly on external guides and content, you know, like, oh, I just know how to make 100k following, or I this, I that, even relationships, even being a mother, like, our priority has to be ourself. It has to be our own unique channel. It has to be our own unique breakthroughs. And I was at a stage, like, I put it this way, when you're low and you just don't even want to face yourself, then I suggest a very beautiful regime of listening to people that you fully respect, fully trust. E.g., the channelers that go maybe release videos once a week, they might post once a week. You might have a couple of programs that you're like, feel really rejuvenated by listening to them. You might be doing breathwork ceremonies with them. You might be certain drum journeys you use. However, I promise you that from this program, you will use less content. I don't use any content anymore. I use the audios from my new coach and my own audios and some classics from Sandra Walter from her DNA program. However, then let's get on to why I want to say this. Things change up there, right? We're here to rewire ourselves. We're here to actually be thinking in a different way, okay? And obviously it's all about the heart, fine. But I just used this to make it like, use this thing, right? Use this thing. Don't run from it and only be in the heart. The heart is where you get to naturally when this is flow. Like, I can go into the heart and not think. So can you. If that's the intention, literally stop thinking there's anything else you need to do and use micro mindset shifts to do that, to say, I'm so grateful I no longer think with my head, I think with my heart. And move your awareness into your heart. Same process. You can say all you want, I feel my heart. Like, I can feel my heart. Yeah, you feel the center point. But when I couldn't, because this was going, yeah, but what are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? What are you going to do? Like, right? That's why I say passion has to be from this consistency with purifying this, so that naggy, distracting thing that once you've had this amazing Christ experience and you go, now what? It's almost like high and you're dropping. So like, I'm not saying in an addiction way, but it's like that suffering, bliss to suffering every time. Whereas when your mind's in alignment with your intention, with your vision, with your goals, with the now, one, you can actually be present in the heart. You have to be in the now. But two, you don't lose it. The consistency is leveled out because this and this become one. They become one. So, when you're feeling low, use content that feels so safe with you. You've used it a lot of times. You just feel like there's no residual energy, loopholes in it. You trust this person, and it's not bringing up more questions. Curiosity, questions, epiphany, breakthroughs from hearing the same thing 300 times, and every single time you're going, oh my god, that must mean that then. And next time you listen to it, oh my god, that must mean that. They're not telling you new content. Your awareness is tuning into further things for yourself. Whereas when I kept, and I don't mean when I kept, my story is perfect, and that's why I'm passing it on to you. When I kept receiving more and more content, I was, but I don't want you to go through the same thing. I was then going, oh, maybe I'll do DNA activations like this. Oh, maybe I'll do this. Oh, maybe I should do this. Or maybe I should, because I was just using so much content. And then it just like brings in the overload of shame, because you're like, God, so many people are doing so many things. I'm spending my time doing what they've created. I'm not even making stuff, right? Which you can feed into the Sainsbury's story. And I don't want you to go through that. So instead, use repetitive content. If you're going to go externally and you can't yet just fully be with your internal, use safe, continual external content, like a specific meditation, so that you're actually not trying to try and get something like, oh, this new manifestation thing, or this new DNA activation, or this new thing. No. Consistency means consistently being aware of how you're shifting, how you're changing, upgrading, right? So then when you use something consistently, you will, one, be aware of something. You'll be aware that you're actually doing that. You'll be aware that you're like, oh my God, I'm not even craving new stuff anymore. Wow. Oh my God, I'm allowing myself to feel so held and safe and secure with this one person, with these same words. I'm almost aware what they're going to say, but I'm pretending to myself I don't know what they're going to say, to have this new awareness. But I'm also not aware of what they're going to say because I'm a new person in this moment. I'm also fully aware that I'm not even trying to think something new. I'm just naturally thinking something new because I'm a new person. And I'm not saying I'm a new person. I'm saying that my neural awareness has been upgrading consistently because I'm always doing this. So every time I listen to it, something new comes in. And best thing about it, because it's like a natural sound in your ears, natural sound in your body, you're not trying to listen. You are more listening to your internal awareness. So then the audios, the words, the guidance becomes the background noise, and instead it's just a safe haven, instead it's just a temple space, instead it's just a permission slip for you to go within for yourself. So someone might say, let's say I am creator. And as soon as maybe the first time you heard I'm creator, what I say goes, hell yeah, oh my God, damn straight. What I say freaking goes, oh, that's it. I'm putting some boundaries around my energy. That's it. I'm only going to do this for those people. Cool. You do that. Next time you come to it, you've put your boundaries up. I'm creator. What I say goes. Wow. When I say I love myself, that must mean that I love myself. Oh my God. I've been thinking I'm trying to love myself, but I'm creator and what I say goes. So when I say I love myself now, that actually means I love myself. Oh my God. Third time. I'm creator, what I say goes. And you're no longer trying to love yourself. You're no longer doing boundaries. I'm creator, what I say goes. Huh. What have I been calling in? What was I calling in? What I say goes. I said to myself I was a bit late. So I was late. Next time, I'm creator, what I say goes. You went to the meditation because you were feeling so good. And instead of doing what the meditation, I'm creator, what I say goes, and it leading to a natural curiosity to answer the question or to fill in the blank or to ascend or to anchor that, you are just in this beautiful, dreamy world of mixing all the lovely shifts that you've previously had. And you're actually just within, and things are integrating and things are rewiring and recalibrating on this next level awareness of the purpose of taking time to be with yourself with audio. you're no longer trying to do the thing. It's just like, it's a space to be held in where you've gone through all the what, grr, wow, oh my God. And you've used it so consistently that your mind doesn't even see it as a thing anymore. It sees it as a space to evolve, to vibrate, to raise. Right? That's the point you want to get with activations. And this is not saying that every single time you're not listening to every single word in theory, and every single word you're getting deeper and deeper and deeper with, because I'm going to go on to that now. However, it's also a permission slip to actually be aware that you're not doing the thing they're saying you're doing. You're doing your own thing always. You're always doing your own thing. And that's what I want you to live as now. Just like, I'm doing my own thing, man. It's in my own universe. I promise you, if you come into that energy, you can manifest what you want. You're going to be able to lead people because you're preaching something they never even, like, not for 1 minute of the day, allowed themselves to think. They thought this hair bubble was a hair bubble for their hair. They didn't think, I just love feeling this corduroy. They didn't think, oh, me moving my fingers makes me feel safe. They didn't think, wow, I actually take the time to stroke things to make myself feel safe. Wow, I must love myself. Wow, I love being human. I love being alive. Am I thinking about the hairband? Is this hairband represent a hairband anymore? Did I put it in my hair? Is this thing a hairband? Can someone gonna argue with me? Go, oh, so you love hairbands? What? I was having an experience with physical reality on an external to go more within, and I came to the conclusion, I love myself. Because I wasn't focused on the thing that it was, right? So all these previous external things that you may have done and attached to it being the thing, I'm asking you, I'm inviting you, I'm encouraging you to take those things again. It's just another invitation to be like, I do everything to go within. Every single thing I do is to go within deeper. Brush my teeth. Wow, I'm alive. Brush my hair. Oh my God, I'm alive. Huh? Spend lots of money. Oh my God, I'm alive. Lose lots of money. Oh God, I'm alive. Make lots of money. Oh God, I'm alive. Huh? Get sad. Oh God, I'm alive. Get happy. Oh God, I'm alive. Same thing, huh? No. Where I want to go with this is, when you start using something, it becomes a friend. It becomes a living being. It becomes an aspect of you where you know you're going to change by the end of it by relaxing into it and not trying to change from it. So you just put on the I Am Creator audio and just let your mind free. Because you know that it's going to change your mind about things. So then you just come into the flow state, channeling state, just receive a moment to yourself, the now. That's really what any guide, any book, any teacher, any yogi wants you to come into now. Where you're not trying to get something, you're not craving for something to be different, you're not ungrateful for everything you have. You're genuinely taking the moment to be in the moment. And they're trying to show you that you can take the moment, or just take 12 minutes. If you just take the moment with 12 minutes, then you found the moment. Oh my God, I just took 12 minutes for myself. I was in the moment, man. But here's where the juice comes in, right? Because I was using content so heavily, especially over the past 12 months, sounds like I was drinking, didn't it? Like, I was using it so heavily, I was just drinking all day, like getting headphones in all the time. Because let's say that the Sainsbury's, just for a few months, but like a couple of months, 2 months, but like 24 hours a week. And before that, because I was trying to sleep only like 4 hours a night, I was using binaural beats, and then I was having my headphones on the whole shift. I'm not saying the whole shift, like, I take them off, I'll be like, it's too much, blah, blah, blah. Talk to people. But I then stepped into the next layer of what I had been asking to notice. live on the equator. Let's be back in Asia, drink coconuts. Can't wait. I mean, like, I'm not gonna wait. Like, I can't wait. Like, so then what I'd done was this. My, same as yours, awareness is going to be, I'm the all, I'm the one. So I'm listening to his content and then it just up to level. And up level is this. I am listening to me. I'm going externally, you're going externally, you're listening to all the things, they're telling you the things, you're taking the content. Rah, wakey, wakey, here we go. Read the books, listen to the audios, do the programs. But listen, look, read, receive it as you talking to you. Next layer of consciousness is unity. It started transforming. I was like, I'm sick of people telling me their freaking truth. I'm sick of hearing what they've done. I'm sick of hearing all these things and not knowing what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm actually getting more resentful and pissed off that I love all these people so much and they're so sorted that I'm missing my point. My point is unity. My point is oneness. My point is I am the all. Therefore, mother beep, I'm going to take every word you say and I'm going to say to myself, I'm the one saying it. Just like I did when I said, what would the Buddha think? And I started thinking like the Buddha. I was like, okay, I am allowed to reclaim anything that's out there as mine, for I am it. I am also allowed to be aware that seeing as I'm listening to the content and I'm saying it's a thing, I'm missing the point of what this thing came to do. This thing came for me to love myself and step into unity consciousness through unconditional loving, through realizing I'm the one and realizing I'm the source, right? So instead of listening to the content that people saying, I started just perceiving it as an example of conscious reality projection of the one. My friend's like, right? The veil drops because you're no longer looking at the thing going, really interesting, then what, story, how, bleh. You're literally receiving a psychedelic experience, sensory experience of quantum. So let's use an example. 10k months. I was listening to a 10k month activation. First of all, I'm like, I get 10k month. Go through this process. I'm listening to myself tell me I have that. I'm listening to a human version of myself that I have created to come back, who's already ascended, and tell me how I'd done that. Instead of the craving of the external, like, how did they do it? And I don't mean I was craving, I just mean that I was so ready to shift that I trusted people that were there. I wanted to trust people that were there, and I wanted to have that experience where we had a collective experience through experience. But that got tiring because, like I'm sharing with you, the whole point is that if you can ascend what they're saying past the craving that you don't think you are that yet, and you're learning from them from a great ascended perspective of a teacher to student, and instead ascend it to be like, I am them codes. I'm going to take their words as me talking to myself from the perspective that I've already done it. So I am looking at myself who's done it, and I'm going to integrate a micro mindset shift myself to be like, the things they're saying, I'm looking in a mirror and I'm saying them, and I'm watching me be the person that's teaching that to be that. not listening to what they're saying to then try and be that. No, I am that, listening to me, tell me I am that. And that was the veil drop where I was like, okay, right? I'm not here to learn from others. I'm here to realize I am them. And me accessing what they're saying is still this layer of saying, you're teaching me how to manifest how you did. I'm seeing it through the eyes that I have manifested it because I am you. Bye-bye craving. Hello stepping through the veil. Hello stepping into new earth, where you're like, there's the mirror and you just walk through it and you're like, oh my God, I love it here. I'm literally there. So instead I went back over content that I'd received and I took it with my new perspective. So I listened to Abraham Hicks and be like, I'm saying that to me, my future version me. And I know it's all true, like all theoretical true, but when you're in it, you're still putting up this veil, this barrier, this thing in the middle of you to be like, and instead you're just like, hold on, make that veil, make that wall a mirror that I then just walk through and be the person saying it and the listener. Just like be the Buddha. Why am I trying to figure out how to be the Buddha? Just be the Buddha. Yeah. So this, when listening to Abraham, instead it takes this journey now. I'm listening without trying to listen because I'm aware I'm going to upgrade anyway, naturally, organically. I'm also listening with the reflection that this is a future version of me that's alive now, obviously. I'm just saying in human terms, a future version of me who's already got whatever, the awareness that I seek. But instead of saying that I'm trying to be them, I'm like that. I am that, speaking out of my own voice to this me already, who is also that. So I receive it in this high dimensional way where it's almost like when I say we're jumping timelines and quantum jumping, that's a quantum jump when your actually mind believes you are speaking beautiful universal truths, as in you are that, then you are that. That's where you want to get to, where you don't logically try to perceive someone as another telling you something to learn. You perceive them as yourself, saying stuff you already know you're going to say because it's you saying it. And you take on the persona and the character of this you going, oh, I love me. I'm so smart. I'm so helpful. I'm so successful. Look at me go. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it when I say that. Oh, yeah. Plus, when you do that, you're instantaneously more accepting of where you're at in your journey, because let's say then you go, when you're first doing it, obviously you're going to be like, I feel like shit when I come out of that, because then I look around and I'm not, right? I just mean in theory of like the idea of what you want to manifest that you don't have. You feel like shit for a bit. You're just like, it's cool, but it ain't fucking working. Okay? It does work. Okay? You do want that. It's just about the consistency. It's just the same as anything else. You say you love yourself 10 times. The first time you're like, by 10 times you're like, I actually do. That's just because you told yourself it 10 times. Alright? Same difference. So trust me with this. We're going to obviously have the audios of it, but you take the reflection, take the perspective that someone else that has what you want and you love them and that you respect them and you value them and stuff, take what they say as in you're listening to yourself say it, and tell your brain it's you saying it, so that your brain just listens, thinks that you're already that. They could be saying something, you can say this, like when you listen to this back, be like, I am now talking. This is me talking. And tell your brain it's you talking, and your brain thinks you're talking. What does this do to your manifestations, to your cravings? Are you sat there then going, I've really got to make that program on how to make 10k a month. You've already made it. I've really got to channel Arcturus. You've already channeled them. I've really got to do that DNA activation. You've already done it. I've really got to run that crystalline conversions. You've already run it. Right? Where will this get you in your own unique perspective of what you're here to do? You will feel like you've already done all the stuff that needs doing in theory, so you will then come into that flow state, neutral state for yourself to then receive the true guidance of what you're here to do, because you're like, I'm the all. Oh wow, I'm the all, right? And when you come back, if you're like, oh fucking haven't changed, in that moment, just let yourself recalibrate, let yourself integrate, let yourself actually like go back to what I said. You came to get out of suffering. You didn't come here to get loads of shit stuff. You came to get out of suffering. So if you can't be appreciative in that moment of being the dreamer that's able to take on the perspective of someone else, even for a split second, knowing that if you do it consistently, you will actually become that person. If you can't hold space in that moment for the purity, for the bliss of your journey right then, for your advancement in your like, holy shit balls, is this actually real or am I mad moment, because it's so perfect and so available, yeah, then you're just allowing yourself to just feel like shit the whole time. And I'm the one calling you out on that, because I didn't have anyone calling me out on it. I just had to like feel like shit. And that's why I wasn't manifesting fast, because I wasn't paying homage to the advancement I already had. And as well as the perfect thing of the journey, that in the now you can be whatever you want if you take on the perspective of that, because you know you are that. But if you genuinely take it on and then come back to yourself, you're like, oh my God, I can actually do that. Whoa! So I can just do that consistently, and then I'm just going to become whatever I want to be consistently. But the fact that I'm aware that I'm actually doing that means that my own unique sovereign intuition is going to come to me, because I'm not really trying to be them. I'm just saying that I've already done that. I've already become a millionaire. I've already done that. I've already done that. So now what do I really want to do? Because I'm not craving to do stuff that old me thought I hadn't done. I've done all the best things in the entire universe, to me, personally, to you, whoever you listen to, I've done it all. So then of course your unique divine intuition is going to come in, because you're already sat in your future self saying like, I'm the all, I've done it all. But then the craving of comparison, the craving of like I had, oh well, they do this, they do that. You will be the channel to say, I've done it all. I've had the perspective that I've done it all. Then what did I do with that perspective? That's where I want you to get to. I want you to say, what would the Buddha think? What would that $1 million coach think? Because I am that. I am that. And then if you want, go and use their resources and then take them as yours. Otherwise, feel free, right? And we'll be in the next video. Feel free to go back to that original thing. Mine was, I wrote that down there. I wasn't trying to gain, I was trying to lose suffering. I think that's beautiful. So stop trying to gain something, try and lose some suffering again by going back to something really pure, where you're like, what if you feel like, like a saint, like someone that was so giving to the world, like what would they think? And maybe you stop trying to crave then to get stuff, and you just like want to drop the shame that you tried to get stuff, which is to lose suffering, right? Just something pure, just something playful. So I hope you've really loved that. I trust that the layers of that for your actual conscious awareness crumbling, because they're like, so A doesn't mean this doesn't mean hairband anymore. No, doesn't have to. So someone telling me something doesn't mean that. No, it doesn't have to. What do you think a program that says I'm going to help you make 10k a month is actually about making money? It's all about vibration, bitch. Everything is an illusion. Everything is called a bottle cap. Or is it called plastic? Or is it called a mould? Is it called a sculpture? Is it called a circle? For me, it's called a fucking play toy, mate. Whatever. Right? So this is the art of relabeling, by taking stuff externally that we thought we were trying to get something specific from, but really we were only trying to go internal with it again to come to our own sovereign truth. upgrade that by taking it all as your own, so you drop the craving. Then allow your own intuitive wisdom to come through because you feel so whole and satisfied. Plus, it's going to manifest you everything that you have listened to because your cells have experienced that. So they're just like, all the goodness. Plus, then take your own take on it. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. I love you so much. Isn't it fun? Okay, bye.